course.
And potentially we
Kobolds
both.
should be so lucky.
But yeah. Oh, so another thing before we start, for some reason during this week my internet has been cutting out. Don't know why. Apparently my provider says it's fine, but whatever. So if I do cut out, let me know. In fact, the instant I connected to Discord, it said, "Oh, you disconnected to Discord," which made no sense. But whatever. All right, we'll get started. Why? Stop complaining. The team moves forward into the next stage of events. With allies allies around, but not really finding them, you were tasked with the objective of getting the grimoire from one individual particularly. You were to enter into the sorcery with the help of the Spider Council, or the later determined Council of Spiders, which was its true name, to acquire said grimoire from the more or less, not leader, but someone that works there, Gromps. Later on, you remembered his last name because I just remembered it. Ben Ray. Because I looked it up not that long ago. And you were tasked to acquire the grimoire, but you were supposed to meet up with individuals in the city. There was supposed to make contact, but all the while you were also supposed to keep out of trouble. So instead of that, you guys got into trouble here and there, but were more or less okay for a while, until someone decided to tag along to make sure more or less they could do their job and you guys wouldn't cause any trouble in the city. So you guys immediately caused, well, I wouldn't say you guys, one, while shopping, and the rest of the group in the inn that they stayed in, one individual in particular decided to man something from one of the guards, especially a female guard. I allowed it once, and then they kept doing it. Once was a warning to see if you were being watched. Another was an instance of actual action, which raised alarms. And then a third time was when you chastised the guard again. So immediately, people were drawn towards the area. While they didn't know you casted magic, theoretically, almost immediately, they knew something was up. And with the ties broken of laws not truly known to you, and no, you can't use the excuse, I didn't know the laws, therefore how could I break them? That's not going to fly here.
Ignorance of the law is no defense against it.
You were ceremoniously kicked out, Kobo. The rest of the team was more or less warned to, and I accidentally deleted the party token. The team was more or less warned to, not do something dumb, and you're now strictly supervised until tomorrow. Because you said, yeah, we're going to expect our, contact here tomorrow to meet with the said family. So that's happening. While driven out of the city, Kobo more or less saw one of the guards that allowed you in. His death. Brought in instead was a mind reader. Kobo basically flipped the bird to the guard and then used magic to get out of there, which may or may not have made things worse for the team. We'll see later on. But we will start there. Kobo, you are rushing out of the city using your magic spell to dash out. Soon after, they're not looking for you, but you are basically tossed out. What exactly are you doing?
Well, you said last time I had been able to leave and catch up with, what's his name? The Vengeance Tower Sorcerer.
Virizion. I said you could if you want.
Yeah. If I could catch up to Vizrin, I would like to ask him if there are other entrances and or exits to this city.
Okay. Gonna put you there. Okay. Okay, ignore your team. They're technically in the party token. I'm gonna put you guys in a box.
Okay.
What? Don't put us in a box.
What are we in the penalty box for?
Why are we in the penalty? Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, you reach over towards Virizian and state, is there any other way inside the city? And Virizian does state, don't really know why you're asking this. In fact, the paperwork that you acquired was the entire reason you just waltzed right in.
Well, yeah, but if the rest of the party has some problems getting out, it might be nice to make a distraction on a different side of the city. It might draw the guards away whilst the rest of us can get out the gate, I guess.
I suppose.
Just spitballing some ideas here, I don't know.
I suppose so. Weird that they only sent you, but all right. There are 4 gates specifically. One to the west gate, one to the east, one to the south, and one to the north. You could perhaps make a way to the east gate since you all went through the west one?
Okay, so west wall here, the east gate's over here.
That's correct.
That might work. How big is the city? Like, did I have an idea? Is it like several miles across or small?
It is pretty big. I don't have numbers. I just have number of population. Actually, I'm going to look at the stats again. It might give me something. Population, government, defense, commerce, organizations. Nope, no indicate. It's a very big city. It's definitely stretching the. Have you ever been to? I'm gonna say San Diego, California, or
yeah.
England.
That's where yes, I've been there too.
I need the city of England.
Probably around that
You
size.
probably mean London, but yeah.
No, I mean
Alright.
England. Probably around that size. I'm talking about the country itself. However, the city itself would probably be London.
Okay. In that case, instead of the east, I would like to try the south gate down here, wherever.
Virgin just looks towards you.
Closer
Either
to
way you
that way.
decide, it's not up to me.
Okay.
Again,
Well, yeah,
I'm not one to do your jobs for you. I tasked you with it. Got
Yeah.
aid provided for you. So long as you don't cause trouble in the city, you should be fine.
And yeah, so I'd like to go check out the south gate. I'm not going to approach it or anything. I just want to take a peek to see if there's anything I can observe that would give me an idea on how to create a distraction
Yeah,
if it's necessary. For
the south gate inside the city is between House Dyer and House Mizriam, or however you pronounce it. I don't know. Anyways, it is within more or less a good expand populous area. There are a few guards there on the outskirts already watching, a line forming, people being dragged in, dragged out, either by their own means or, being tossed out because they broke the law. You do see that there is a caravan of people currently being approached and put into the line. There is a caravan full of not native people. You see a whole bunch of what looks like elves, tieflings, halflings, and most of them human, being, caravanned into the south gate entrance. Behind them stands like 4 or 5 drow.
what I was specifically looking for was not the people coming and going, but the strategic weak points. Would this, the layout of the land be a good area to create a distraction or a display of some sort?
You are for sure not a spy or a rogue or a boom. Go ahead and roll investigation with disadvantage. I would have said Toulouse as well, but, I did say spy.
I get to re-roll that. 'Cause that's a natural.
Halfling luck.
Yeah, technically. But we're still going to take the lowest. You only roll it once, not the entire thing. So we're taking that 18 and 13. So it's 13. Looking at the wall, the area does come up with a whole bunch of myconoid growth within the structure wall of the city itself, surrounded by this. In between that is a station post with someone basically. How should I describe this? It is a boxed structure with a flatbed with people keeping an eye out in the distance with bows and trained arrows. There are 2 guards on the walking path where people come in and out, checking people in for documents, papers, and, business inquiries and the like. They aren't stopping people that don't have papers, but at the exact same time, you are also told that if you don't have any true business here, you are more or less likely going to be abused and ripped off severely. The only reason you guys more or less weren't, to a degree, is you had documentation, you had a guard with you, but then, that happened. You don't really see any stability issues other than the fact that if you the wall isn't terribly high, it's like 15 feet tall, so you could probably jump it as an adventurer, but as soon as that happens, they will know you're there.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily looking for jumping over the wall, but now I know that there's walking, 2 guards walking across the wall, and a little box up there with several other guards, and that's again on the wall.
Yeah, I forget what it's actually called. I'm just gonna say watch post tower.
Okay. And I'm gonna just make the assumption that the watch post towers are. I don't know. There's more. They have to be able to signal the rest of the city if there's a problem, right?
More than likely, they have some type of signaling mechanism, whether it be a giant bell or like handbells that cast magic, or sending stones, which you've probably seen once or twice. I don't know if I've done it in this game, but you're aware that magic can be cast to call on other people.
Yeah. All right. In that case, all right. I think I've pretty much got a semi lay of the land here. I'm going to retreat back to Vizerin, and well, I'm just gonna hang out with you for a little while, and the rest of our group will get everything they need to get done.
Very well. Quite lazy of you, but who am I to say how your team works?
It's not being lazy; it's waiting for the opportune moment.
Oh, you can help your team, but again, it's not like I'm not doing the exact same thing.
Oh, no, I am helping my team by not going in there and screwing things up some more. They'll get their half of the job done, and if they need an escape route, I'll be ready to make one.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. We'll see.
No. I mean screwing it up more. Because this is the first time you actually mentioned you screwed up.
I saved the life as a slave, and apparently that was enough to get me kicked out of the city.
That is a bending of the truth severely, but sure, it's not like he cares.
He's like, I told you one thing I told you not to do, help any slaves. And here we
I
are.
did mention that slaves don't usually have, any rights whatsoever. So, I suppose good on you on, helping out a slave in need, making sure they could go free or whatever you did. It is a surface thing to do.
She'd be free right now, but Gothos thought it'd be a good idea to keep her in the city of danger.
Oh no, she'd be probably dead if... Well, I suppose it depends on how things went about. Did you expect them to toss her out alongside you? He chuckles.
Well, Yeah, I bought her. She was mine.
Oh no, she'd be dead. And then they'd provide you with the funds to, reclaim your property. So whatever you paid for, they'd reimburse you that amount. Again, they are not a thing down here. And I don't know several world terms, but you probably don't have slavery up there.
Personally, no, but I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, I'm
Not
sure people do have, all be all, I am better than thou, so you are under my service in one means or the other. Again, who am I to judge what you intend to do or what you did? But as long as you save the individual, I suppose your own morality is spared.
And I will be ready to act upon contact from our compatriots.
Do what you will, but again, I do urge you to not cause any more trouble. Because most of the houses down there do believe I am dead, and I'd rather keep it that way. Can work best in the shadows. I did mention this beforehand, and hopefully your team remembers. And we cut back to the team, not remembering until just this very moment. You are basically just told that we're going to keep an eye on you, and until you, tomorrow comes and your meeting starts, she and other guards would be more than happy, fake smile, to watch over you in the meantime. More or less, do you guys, go back into the inn? It's not as if they're going to, walk with you. It's more or less, as soon as you take a step out, they're going to be watching you like a hawk.
Yeah, we might as well go back to the inn.
Yeah, and hope somebody will show up.
Yeah. Like,
We've made ourselves obvious enough. They can make contact with us now.
Yeah. After you got into some hot
Yeah,
water. But Brock, do you know that the spiderweb connection in this area, which just means that people in the viewpoint of the spiders down here would be able to see you guys, so that's not really an issue. Your prison has been well known in the city now, at least those high up enough. That being the case, though, everyone's identity has been discovered. So if Kobo does return, watch out. That being the case, though, it will not be that long, you expect, until they get here. So for the remaining day, what do you do?
Well, once we're back in the inn, I will point out, well, by now my telepathic bond is expired, so if we want any sort of reasonably private communication, I'll need to cast that again.
Yeah. So currently you do have that slave woman that Kobo bought illegally and Gothos has now.
Also,
illegally as well.
I am not sure if it would be wise to use that spell. I think they are lifting on it.
Well, that being the case, I mean, anything we said could be spied upon anyway. At least that gives us the luxury of range.
Toulouse, with your past perception, you do see a spider in the room. Like, more than one, but you do see one, visibly on the counter just looking at you guys.
Okay. So I'll point out the spiders to you guys.
Gothos immediately looks towards his mound that was resummoned, not him.
Yeah.
The incy-wincy tiny spiders, not the giant wool spider.
Slash does state, well, at any rate,
What?
Kobo did mention that he did get a few things in town constructed for you, Gothos. We should probably get those eventually today or tomorrow. But I suggest not making too much trouble. while we're inside?
Yeah, I mean, might as well go ahead and pick up the commission. I definitely didn't already add it to my character sheet.
It's funny if you did.
Yeah, let's forget the name of the. Actually, I don't know anything about the commission, do I?
Yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'll be right back.
Of course.
Well, for what it's worth,